What if an interstellar object whirling through our solar system is actually a nuclear-powered spacecraft sent by aliens to test how humans respond?
The latest images of interstellar object 3I Atlas are not just shocking, they're physically impossible. The object didn't just fragment, its core doubled, then doubled again in a cascade of inexplicable energy that has left astronomers speechless. This visitor from another star system is behaving in a way that defies physics, and experts are now admitting the situation is spiraling completely out of control. This wasn't a natural breakup. It was a targeted event, and it has revealed a terrifying new phenomenon in our own solar system that we have no defense against. An impossible event. The initial data was confusing, almost unbelievable. Telemetry from probes monitoring 3I Atlas registered a massive instantaneous energy spike, not unlike a cosmic blast, followed by a rapid deceleration that could only be described as violent. Within moments, the comet's tail, usually a brilliant green and blue expanse stretching for hundreds of thousands of miles, fragmented into a chaotic dust cloud, scattering across space. This wasn't a gradual breakup due to solar winds or a gentle tidal force. To put it mildly, this was an abrupt, destructive intervention. The signals from probes remotely observing 3I Atlas, meant to gather crucial information about its composition and origin, went dark. One moment there was pristine data, the next, utter chaos. The most shocking fact is what happened defied every known natural astronomical phenomenon. For decades, astronomers have cataloged countless objects in our solar system. From rocky asteroids to icy comets, they have a solid grasp of their physics, their orbits, and their behaviors. But the ambush of 3I Atlas presented something entirely new. It was as if an unseen hand had reached out and crushed a tiny, fragile moth mid-flight. The scale of the energy released was immense, estimated to be equivalent to thousands of megatons of TNT. To give you some perspective, that's more energy than all the nuclear weapons on Earth combined, all focused on a single point in space. Yet no precursor events, no known stellar flares, no rogue black holes. Nothing in our predictive models could account for it. The data showed distinct impact signatures, but from what? The void of space is vast, spanning light years, making such an encounter statistically improbable. 3I Atlas was traveling at roughly 100,000 miles per hour, an isolated traveler on a journey through our system. The likelihood of a random collision with an object large enough to cause such damage, especially one that left no prior trace, was astronomically low, practically zero. What many overlooked is the sheer size of the target. 3I Atlas, though a comet, was no small pebble. Estimates suggested it measured about half a mile across, a substantial chunk of primordial ice and rock weighing billions of tons. For something of that mass to be so violently disrupted, it required an impactor of considerable size and velocity or an energy source beyond our current understanding. The suddenness of the event left no time for warnings, no opportunity for the comet to deflect or evade. It was a cosmic sneak attack, a brutal display of force in the silent theater of the cosmos. The images, once they could be processed through the scattered debris, showed a comet not merely broken but torn apart. Its once solid nucleus, now a collection of larger fragments spiraling outwards, was surrounded by billions of tiny icy shards reflecting the distant sunlight. It looked like a cosmic explosion, yet without the telltale radiation signatures of an internal detonation. You see, the universe is full of surprises, but this one felt deliberate, almost targeted. The rapid disintegration pointed to an external force, a sudden, powerful blow. The question wasn't if something hit it, but what and how. This event was not a gentle brush with space dust. It was a devastating assault. And you can see this everywhere in the data. The vector changes in the debris, the sharp energy curve, the complete lack of a visible culprit. The true nature of this invisible assailant remains elusive, fueling an urgent search for answers that are becoming more terrifying by the day. The science behind what was lost is just as baffling. Law of physics. The perplexing nature of the 3I Atlas incident deepened the mystery. Scientists have always been fascinated by interstellar objects, those rare travelers from distant star systems. 3I Atlas, like its predecessor Oumuamua, presented a unique opportunity to study material that originated outside our solar neighborhood. These objects are incredibly important. They carry clues about other stars and their planetary systems. The fact that 3I Atlas was a comet, actively outgassing and displaying a tail, made it even more valuable for study. Oumuamua, for instance, was a strange cigar-shaped object that baffled astronomers because it showed no cometary activity, leading to wild speculation, though eventually explained by natural phenomena. 3I Atlas, however, was a textbook comet, until it wasn't. What sets this event apart is not just the destruction, but the lack of explanation. When a comet or asteroid breaks up, there are usually clear reasons. Perhaps a close pass to the sun or gravitational stresses from a giant planet. But 3I Atlas was far from any major celestial body, cruising through the outer reaches of our solar system, roughly 400 million miles from Earth, well beyond the orbit of Mars. At that distance, solar radiation wouldn't cause such a sudden, cataclysmic event. There were no strong gravitational fields to rip it apart. It was a lone cosmic traveler, seemingly immune to internal or common external forces until it met its abrupt end. The sheer absence of a detectable impactor is another chilling detail. Our orbital telescopes and ground-based radar systems are incredibly sensitive. We can track objects as small as a softball in Earth orbit and much larger ones farther out. For an object to cause such immense damage and vanish without a trace, it implies technology far beyond our grasp or a natural phenomenon so rare and exotic it defies our current understanding of physics. The thing nobody tells you is that even the most powerful space telescopes like the Hubble and James Webb Space Telescopes, designed to peer back to the dawn of time, saw nothing approaching 3I Atlas in the moments before impact. It was simply there, then gone. Many people are crazy about theories involving alien spacecraft. While scientific minds naturally lean towards natural explanations, the extraordinary circumstances surrounding 3I Atlas push the boundaries of conventional thinking. The precise, focused nature of the energy release observed in the fragmented debris field suggests something more directed than a random cosmic bullet. It wasn't a diffuse cloud of particles, it was a concentrated, powerful event. The lack of any residual gravitational effects or electromagnetic signatures further compounds the mystery. It's as if whatever struck it and then simply ceased to exist, leaving only destruction in its wake. This event forces us to confront a profound question. What if the universe isn't as empty or as predictable as we assume? We spend billions of dollars on planetary defense, tracking near-Earth objects that might pose a threat. But this wasn't a near-Earth object. This was an object from another star far out in the solar system, hit by something utterly unknown. What many overlooked is that our entire planetary defense strategy assumes we can detect and track threats. This incident suggests a class of threats we can't even perceive until it's too late. The implications extend far beyond a single comet. They touch upon our entire understanding of cosmic safety. The shockwaves of this discovery are now shaking NASA to its core. An unwinnable fight. The NASA emergency meeting was less a gathering of minds and more a collision of panic and desperate strategy. Director Thorne, a woman whose calm demeanor was usually legendary, paced the room, her voice strained. The data screens flashed red with warnings, not of a direct threat to Earth, but of an unprecedented event that had stripped away any illusion of cosmic security. "We are not prepared," she reiterated, the words hanging heavy in the air. The core problem, you see, wasn't just the destruction of 3I Atlas, but the utterly baffling nature of its demise. How can you prepare for an enemy you can't even see or understand? The room was filled with the brightest minds in astrophysics, planetary defense, and theoretical physics. Their usual debates, filled with academic rigor and spirited arguments, were replaced by a tense, somber silence. Proposals were floated and dismissed with grim practicality. Deploying a new probe to the 3I Atlas debris field, now hundreds of millions of miles away, would take months, maybe years, even with our fastest rockets. By then, the debris would be too dispersed, the trail too cold. What about retrospective analysis? Poring over old telescope data, looking for any fleeting anomaly. It was a needle in a cosmic haystack, but a necessary step. The suddenness of the event highlighted a critical vulnerability: our blind spots. For all our advanced telescopes, from Earth-orbiting observatories like Chandra and XMM Newton to ground-based behemoths, they are designed to look for known signatures: light, radiation, gravitational lensing, thermal emissions. Whatever ambushed 3I Atlas left none of those. It was a ghost in the cosmic machine. What many overlooked is that our observational technology, while incredible, is still limited by our current understanding of physics. If a phenomenon operates outside that understanding, it remains invisible. The most shocking fact is that humanity's total investment in planetary defense, while substantial, is geared towards preventing known dangers, asteroids, comets, and solar flares. We have strategies, albeit still in their infancy, to potentially deflect large objects on a collision course with Earth. NASA's DART mission, which successfully altered the course of an asteroid, was a monumental achievement. But DART worked because we could see the asteroid for months in advance. We knew its speed, its trajectory, its composition. How do you deflect something you can't detect? This incident exposes a terrifying paradigm shift. We've always seen space as a largely empty, predictable expanse governed by understandable laws. The ambush of 3I Atlas suggests a more unpredictable, potentially hostile reality. To put it mildly, the meeting wasn't about finding solutions. It was about acknowledging a profound and unsettling new problem. The scientists and engineers, usually so confident in their models and calculations, now faced a void of information. The phrase, "we are not prepared," wasn't a lament. It was a stark, urgent call for a complete reevaluation of our place in the cosmos. It raised the terrifying possibility that Earth could be vulnerable to similar unseen forces without any warning. But could there be a natural explanation we're just not seeing? The final frontier of fear. As the dust settles, both literally and figuratively, we are left staring into a profound darkness. People watching this are likely wondering if this all happened overnight, if it's really true. Are we missing a key detail? The thing is, this event forces us to expand our thinking beyond conventional cosmic threats and explore the very edge of science. Interstellar objects themselves are rare, with only a handful confirmed. For one such wanderer to be violently neutralized in our solar system, not by our sun or planets, but by an unseen force, introduces a terrifying new category of celestial phenomena. Many people are crazy about stories of advanced alien civilizations. While it's tempting to jump to such conclusions, the scientific community is meticulously exploring every possible natural explanation, no matter how remote. Could it be a dark matter event? A localized anomaly of exotic particles interacting in a way we don't comprehend? Dark matter makes up about 27% of the universe, yet we know almost nothing about it. Could it be a micro-black hole, tiny but incredibly dense, passing through the comet and continuing on its way, leaving no discernible trace? You see, the universe holds many secrets, and our understanding is still in its infancy. What makes this so difficult is that every natural theory currently fails to fully explain the combined suddenness, energy, and lack of residual evidence. A black hole would have left a gravitational signature. A collision with a normal object would have been seen. The thing nobody tells you is that our solar system, while seemingly vast and empty, is also a cosmic shooting gallery. But we have a comprehensive, if not perfect, understanding of these projectiles. Objects like 3I Atlas are different. They come from truly alien environments, and they might carry with them unexpected properties or interact with unseen elements of space in ways we haven't modeled. What many overlooked is that our experience is solely based on our own stellar backyard. The vastness between stars, a region billions of miles across, is truly uncharted territory. The implications for our future in space are profound. If objects traveling through interstellar space can be ambushed without warning, how safe are future deep space missions? The journey to Mars, a few 100 million miles away, already presents immense challenges. Imagine venturing to a new star system if such unseen threats lurk in the void. This event isn't just a scientific curiosity, it's a fundamental challenge to our very concept of cosmic exploration and safety. The most shocking fact is that this event serves as a stark reminder of our technological limitations. We are magnificent in our ability to peer across billions of light years with the James Webb Telescope, yet a half-mile wide comet was utterly destroyed within our own cosmic backyard by something we couldn't detect before, during, or after the event. To put it mildly, our entire planetary defense system is built on a foundation that may now be obsolete. We are like guards watching a single door while an unseen enemy can walk right through the walls. The destruction of 3I Atlas has left us with more questions than answers. What do you think is hiding in the dark? Let us know below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.